Hi, I'm Terry Brock, and welcome to my study. Hey, I want to show you something special today that, well, I'm just going to take you behind the scenes and show you how I do things with my Macintosh and with a Windows computer, so you can kind of read between the lines and see what's there. Now, you'll see here we are in my study. I've got my Macintosh right here set up. It's getting things done, processing some files right now, and it's sitting right there. Next door to it, right over here, we've got the Dell PC, and my Dell Windows PC is right there. I can use the two side by side right there in my work. Now, in doing that, it gives me the ability to have actual connection to the net a couple of different ways. That's very nice. I'm finding that today we become more and more platform agnostic. It really doesn't matter whether you're accessing it through Windows or through Mac, through Linux, or some other system. What you want is to be able to get access to the net. Now, I use my Macintosh and I found it to be really handy. Several of the features are really nice. One particularly is QuickLook. QuickLook gives you the ability to take a look at a lot of things on the screen and does a really good job with it. You can see your documents without having to launch the application. But I also use my Dell for a number of things so that I can access that. For instance, over here you'll see on the Dell, I get a chance to work with that. I can move around, I can see the various things that are available, and it gives me the ability to access all the Windows software that's available. On the other hand, my Macintosh over here gives me the ability to do even more. It's lighter weight, it's smaller, and yet still has a lot of power in it. I've got in this particular one a 200 gigabyte hard drive. It has 4 gigabytes of RAM, which gives me a lot of capability. And so having that kind of power lets me do a whole lot. I'd recommend that we look at the features that are available and how you can use those. Well, I'm on my Macintosh now, and I want to show you a feature called QuickLook that really is nice. Here's an example of how I use it often. I've got a little folder here called Reading. I'll open that, and you'll see there's a whole bunch of things here. Let me go over here, and you'll see these icons as I type them. A whole bunch of documents, PDFs, text articles, etc., that I've found very interesting. So, like, here's a text one of Aristotle, one on allegiance, the PDF. There's several things that I've got here. Action, benefits, just a quick text quote that I can put in there. Showing them this way is doable in Windows and on the Mac. I click here and you'll see a common way of looking at it. Name, date modified, your size and kind. That's nice. Over here, yet another way that I can look at it. But where it really sparkles is right here in what they call QuickLook. Watch this. See this? I can move up here and I'm highlighting the various documents. Let's say right here, I'm going to click on Books Read. And you see, I'm looking at that right now. And then I can press the down arrow key and go to others. Here's a book right here, for instance, called Real-Time Relationships. This is a PDF that I just bought from Stefan Molyneux. Very good book, ebook. Here's another one, a quote on the right approach to marketing. Everyday Anarchy. Some good books and information. Here's some mind maps that I did. You can see the mind mapping there, etc. And I've got some notes on there for various things. Here's some other strategy things. Now, if I say, gee, here's one, I've got some questions that I had. For instance, a product I purchased called Wiretap Studio. Great little product. And I had some questions. I'm just going to press the space bar. And when I do, notice how it brings it to light. It zooms in there so I can see it, press the space bar again, and it takes it back. Here's an article from the Wall Street Journal. It's very good. I'll press the space bar and see that, brings it right out. If I want to launch it, I just point to it and double click, and when I do that, it opens the viewer, the preview here, so that I can scroll through and read the document itself. Now it is in the application that can do it. But this gives me the ability to scroll through and see a lot of different features that are available. I can see what's available. I can quickly look at the kind of information that's available. Here's scans that I make that work very well. So as I went to, for instance, this was a meeting that I went to called the Amazing Meeting. Here's one that's an audio tape that I listened to, and I can do my mind mapping with it, put information in here, and then scan it over, and it works very well. This feature called QuickLook in the Macintosh is really nice and gives you the ability to see quickly what's going on inside your computer very, very easily. One of the areas where Macintosh really shines is in their support. Now, I'm not talking about just support on the phone. They do a good job with that. I've signed up for the optional 3-year plan that costs just a little bit. I think it was like $100 and some or something, whatever it was very, very reasonable. And I find that I can call them up anytime, give them the serial number, and they help me on all the Macintosh applications that are contained in that computer that I bought. And that's a lot. I also went and bought iLife, which gives me Keynote, great for presentations because I do a lot of those. It also gives me the ability to use Pages, which is very nice for word processing, and a little feature called Numbers, which is kind of like Excel. I find that I'm still using Word and Excel because I know them and they work very well. But that Keynote, even though I knew PowerPoint and was using that, it's a lot better. It gives you a lot of things and helps you to kind of stand out. But the support that you get with Macintosh is outstanding. I have found it not only good on the telephone, but their retail store. When you go in there, it's like you're entering a whole world of people that really like Macintosh. They want to use it. And it's not just like this is their job. They're enthusiastic about it. I mean, go into the post office and see what that's like, okay? And then go into an Apple store. You're going to see a night and day difference on that. But if you want to make a more reasonable comparison, go to a computer store, your favorite discount computer store or electronics store. And you'll see that people are nice, but you don't see the same level of enthusiasm, the same evangelical fervor that you'd see at an Apple store. Now, what does that mean for you? It means you got people that really care for you and are knowledgeable and are going to be able to help you. Just try it sometime and see what it's like. Do it a few times so you get a good cross-sampling. But I think you'll find that with Macintosh, you got a lot going for you that on the Windows side, this was lacking. There is no one Windows store that you go into. But with Mac, you can't have that. So it's got some good things there from a business point of view. There are, however, some disadvantages to the Macintosh. One of the things I found I didn't like was it only has 2 USB ports on my computer. On the 17-inch screen, they have only 3 USB ports. My Dell has 6, and you need them. Now, people will say, oh, you can get a hub, it'll be fine. Well, a lot of things need direct connection. A lot of the systems that I'm using, if you try to plug it into a hub, it doesn't work at all. And so it would be nice if they did that. And here's what Apple could do. Drop the 800 and the 400 FireWire ports. Yeah, they're nice, they sound great, but hey, in the real world, people just aren't using them that much. There's not very much available. And that's not a slam against Apple, it's just, hey, you try something that doesn't work, so go with something else. Instead, give us, instead of the 2, I would love to see 4 USB ports on there. I think that would be a little bit better step. And another thing is they don't have the slot. Matter of fact, here, let me show you on mine right here. Right down here, we have to get the Express card, and we have to put that in there so that I can read SD cards. You know what I mean by SD cards? Those are important, particularly if you're using digital cameras or camcorders like I am on this one. I'm using my Sanyo for recording this, and it gives me the ability to store it on an SD card, which I really like. I can read up to 8 gigabytes on the Mac. I like that part, but the fact is I had to spend an extra $30. Yeah, not a big deal, but a little bit annoying. And if I ever lost that, I'd be in trouble. So I would like to have those SD card readers built into the Mac. Those are minor things that I'd like to see improved on the Mac, and a few other things too. Some of the things like it'd be nice to have the ability to delete with just one hand. It's a two-handed operation. You have to hold down the function key on the left side and then press delete key on the other, unless you use the mouse and then all that. But it's, you know, these are minor. There's no perfect computer out there, but I'll tell you, the Mac does a really good job, and if you're interested in it for business, it's something that you ought to look into. And something else you want to look into is the coaching program that we have, because it gives you the ability to get direct help. Too often, we're wondering which way to go, what to do in business, and how to do things from a technology point of view, from a marketing point of view. The online coaching program that I've designed is set up with a series of programs for you over a year that you get. You pay for it on a monthly basis, $24.97, less than $25 US, which for those of you in Europe, that's peanuts today. So you can use this and you get the information that you need when you need it. Go over to terrybrock.com and click on the little tab there on the coaching. You'll find out all about it and see what's going on. Hey, I'm Terry Brock. If you got other comments or questions, I'd love to hear from you. You can drop me a note, terry@terrybrock.com. As we look at Macintosh and Windows, remember the most important thing is building quality relationships. Relationship marketing is what matters most. And use the tools that you have, whether it's Mac or Windows, Linux, or whatever. Use that to build relationships with people, serve them more, and get more done that way. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Hope you have a great day. Now, I'm going back to get work on my Macintosh.